Hi, my name is Sanjay and welcome to the Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rolex Explorer II 226570, I'm going to say. 226570, black dialed Explorer II. I have been given the privilege of spending a decent amount of time with this, and I'm looking forward to chatting about it, showing it to you guys. Thanks to a dear friend of mine who's let me borrow this watch, Marcus. Thank you again. You're very kind. I do appreciate you, and I'm grateful to be able to enjoy these watches. But on my wrist today, in stark contrast to that watch, is the Tudor Royal 34. 34. Yeah. Do you want to see it on my wrist? There you go. A bit of a colder day today, as you can tell. So it's loose, but 16 centimeter wrist. It wears really well. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the Tudor Royal. We're here to talk about this guy. So let's do that. Before we do that, though, I want to mention that you are infinitely valuable. I hope you know that. A great price has been paid for you, and you're worth it. You're precious, and I hope you know that. Well, guys, here it is. This is the Rolex Explorer II 226570. That is the reference number for the black dial model. The white dial Polar Explorer, which I think is a bit more popular in our circles at least, is the 216570. So there's a 42 millimeter variant of the Explorer 2. Now let's go through the technical stuff really quick. This is a 41.5 millimeter watch, according to my calipers at least. I could not get 42. The lug to lug is 49.8, which is basically 50 millimeters. Thickness is 12.3 millimeters, and the lug width is 22 millimeters. So it's a big watch. It does wear big. For me, at least, I've got a tiny 16 centimeter wrist. The caliber in this watch is the 3285. It's got 70-hour power reserve, and it's a GMT movement. So that's the technical stuff. Let me throw it on the wrist to show what I mean. And I apologize to anyone who does really enjoy this watch. It's not a reflection on you. It is literally me. It's not you. But it's just not comfortable for me to wear. But there's a lot of good things I can say about it because of that. It may sound like I'm grasping at straws, but I really am not. The watch is really flat, as you can tell, so the lugs do stick out. It's a 50 mil lug to lug, which I am able to wear if the lug shape is just right, but this is a really straight lugged watch, so it tends to appear to overhang my wrist. The watch, it just feels really dense. The weight of the watch is 153 grams. This is sized to my friend Marcus's wrist. It feels really dense for that 153 grams, and that's a good thing. But for me, the weight isn't an issue, but the density in a weird way makes it a bit uncomfortable for me to really enjoy. I've sized this down. I didn't take a link out, but you are able to size down the bracelet because there are anchoring points on the clasp itself. So I sized that down so that it's able to fit me. Marcus's wrist is slightly bigger than mine. But let's talk about the watch because it is a very cool watch. One interesting thing that I've learned about this watch is that it was a watch, maybe not designed for spelunkers, but a watch that is used by spelunkers, and I think Rolex ran with that. So the GMT function is in essence a day and night indicator, because when you're spelunking, you don't see the sun. You're gone for hours and hours and hours, maybe days, and you don't know whether it's daytime or nighttime. So that GMT hand was used as a day-night indicator, which is really interesting. There are far cheaper ways, far more affordable ways to implement a day-night indicator into a watch, I would think. But you have to implement a jumping hour feature, which I must say is fantastic. I haven't had the pleasure of experiencing too many Travelers GMTs. I believe that's what they call it nowadays. They used to be called true GMTs, but this feels like a bulletproof watch. Like every divot, every click is so perfect. I was really impressed. I spent a lot of time with Grand Seiko GMTs, and they do not have such a solid feeling hour hand jump. But back to that whole spelunking thing, it seems like a really expensive way to track day and night, but I guess the benefit is that more regular people are able to enjoy it, and there's more utility to this watch because there are way more travelers than there are spelunkers. So I guess it's a weird solution to a problem. One thing I was thinking of was maybe it was something Rolex did to buy more movements, GMT movements back in the day, and you know, economies of scale, reduce the cost of producing more of the same movement. And maybe that was part of the rationalization. But regardless, I am very impressed with this movement. I am also very impressed at the way they decided to solve the whole day-night indicator problem. Yeah, very, very cool story there though. But this has the bracelet here is an oyster bracelet. You have got 5 millimeters of adjustment that's either fully on or fully off. There's no on the fly micro adjustment, but if you do have a strap tool, you are able to change the anchoring point on this clasp to add or subtract a few millimeters here and there, depending on whether your wrist swells up or not. Let's talk about this dial. It is inky black. It is impossibly glossy. It is so nice. And the interesting thing is the fact that those high polished white gold hour hands, or not hour hands, but the hands itself, they don't disappear. Generally speaking, in past experience, I've noticed that high polished hands in a glossy black dial tend to disappear. Now this of course is covered in lume, so that could partially be why it is so legible, but I am impressed at how legible this watch is, because those hands are perfectly polished. They are black polished even, but this watch is very legible. You can see that there is that awful Cyclops over the date. It's I guess it's a Rolex thing, but yeah, not a fan here. So let's keep going. The hands, the GMT hand, and all the indices are covered in Rolex's Chromolite lume, and it is quite impressive. Although in a weird sense, it seems a little dimmer than the Milgauss that I just got to spend time with. So I'm not sure why that might be, but yeah, at least anecdotally, this seems a slightly dimmer. Maybe it's just me. Screw down crown, as you just saw, and this bezel. I love steel bezels, and this is very, very nice. One cool feature or cool detail is the fact that it is radially brushed, so it just plays with the light really well, and you can see that the side of that bezel is high polished, and of course filled with ink on the hour notations, and it's just very, very beautifully done. I am very impressed with the quality of this bezel, but then at the same time I expected no less from Rolex, because everyone tells me how incredible these watches are, and they are pretty nice. I do encourage you to go see the other videos out there, especially Tommaso's video, if you want raw data. I think I can't do any better than Mr. Masso there, and I just thought this video would be a good data point for me in the future if I'm ever considering one of these. I doubt that I would be, but maybe the 40 millimeter one. this has kind of opened my eyes toward that one. Again, I apologize if I offended you. It's really not you. It really is me. But guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Am I just completely off, not enjoying this piece as much as I thought I might? I mean, I do enjoy it. It's just I can't see myself in it. Now, when I tried that Milgauss, ooh, I could see myself in that watch. That was nice. Of course, it's discontinued now. Such is life, right? Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe out there. Remember, you are infinitely valuable, and I hope you know that. Alright, talk to you in the next video. Bye.